Okay, Stampers, we're back now. We're going to make this Valentine card. I'll show you how to make this card and how to fit it into the box so that it pops up. Isn't that cute? And I sometimes I just impress myself. Okay, so I hope you think that's funny, because I do. This is what you need to make this card. You need a piece of 3.5 by 10.5 inch cardstock. And then for the decorations, you need a piece of 3.5 by 3.5 DSP. I'm using the Sending Love DSP. I want it to coordinate with the box. So again, I'm using the red hearts. And then you need a piece of 3.25 by 2.25 Sending Love DSP. And it also coordinates with the top of the box. You need 2 3 by 3 pieces of Whisper White cardstock that we're going to be using the stitched framelits with. And you need 4 pieces of 1 by 5 inch cardstock. And I am using Real Red, in case I didn't mention that at any point in this video. Okay, so let's start with assembling the card first. Okay, for the card, we need to score this card, this piece of cardstock, at 3.5 and 7 inches. So I'm getting my score tool, and I'm going to score at 3.5 and 7 inches. Okay? And we're going to fold on the score lines. Okay, so now you need to be careful here, because this is where this gets tricky, even for me. I think I wasted 3 sheets of paper before I finally figured this out. Okay, so we've scored at 3.5 and 7 inches, and we folded on those score lines. So once you do that, you want to turn it so that the long edges are on the left and right. Okay, and so what we need to do is we need to fold this corner on this top flap back to this corner. And I've tried by putting score lines in there and all that other stuff, but it always seemed to come out uneven. So I finally ended up doing it this way. I'm just going to lift it and fold it over to the corner. And I'll use my bone folder to crease it. Okay, and then we'll fold the bottom up, and this top left corner needs to be folded so that it meets with this bottom right corner. So then we'll just fold it over and burnish with my bone folder. So then we have this. Okay? So we'll go through that again. We set it down length. Well, no, not lengthwise, with the long edges on the left and right, and we folded the bottom up and the top down. Then we folded so that the bottom right corner met with the top left corner. Okay, and then on the bottom fold, we folded so the top left came down and met with the bottom right. So when the card is closed, it looks like that. Okay, I would practice with scrap paper first. I wish I would have done that, but I didn't. Okay, so we've got that done. We can set it to the side. The next thing we need to take is the 3.5 by 3.5 piece of DSP. I'm using Sending Love DSP, and we need to cut this from the top right corner to the bottom left corner. And I just put that on my cutting board. You're going to want to make sure that the hearts are oriented so that they're up and down before you cut. Otherwise they'll be upside down or sideways. And it really wouldn't matter, but I just put it on my cutting tool and cut. So now I have two pieces like that. Okay, so we're going to adhere these two pieces like so. And we're just going to put them on flat with a little bit of snail. Bottom corner. Top. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is attach this 3 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch piece of cardstock, and we're just going to add a little adhesive at one end, just like that, because we're going to center this. We're just going to attach it to this top one, to this top triangle. We're going to center it just like that on the card. Okay, now we're going to set this aside. So this is what we have so far. This is what we have. Okay, we'll set that to the side. Now we're going to take both of our pieces of 3 by 3 Whisper White cardstock. Instead of making two separate trips over to the Big Shot, we're going to cut using the largest square from the Stitch Shapes Framelits. We're going to cut 2 squares out of each of these pieces. And if you give me a second, I'll go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got both of my squares cut out. Right now I only need one, so I'm going to set the other one off to the side. And what I'm going to do is stamp the front of the card. And if you notice, I'm using the string of hearts at the top and the bottom and the Hello Love stamp from the Sealed with Love stamp set. So I'm going to do my hearts first with real red ink. Well, no, actually, you know what? Let me back up here. I'm going to do my Hello Love first so that I can center it on this square, because if I get the hearts down there and they're not separated enough, it won't work. We'll have to start all over. So I'm using the basic black archival ink and the Hello Love stamp, and I'm just going to center it on this square, just like that. And you notice I'm using my foam mat because we're using photopolymer stamps. So that turned out okay. And we'll set that to the side. Okay, now I can stamp my hearts because I've got that pretty well centered in real red ink. We'll do one at the bottom. It always helps if you put your paper down straight. And one at the top, just like that. Okay? And I'm going to add some rhinestones. Where did I put them? I think I'm going to open a new package. And I'm going to put one of these big ones right there. Not there, right there. Did you know once you put them down, you can still move them? And then I'm going to put a couple right, if I can pick it up, a medium-sized one right there, and a teeny tiny one, come here you, right there. Okay. Well, I certainly didn't expect that to happen. I ran out of space on my memory chip, and so I had to move my camera and take it all apart and all that other stuff and put a new memory chip in. Anyway, we've got the rhinestones on here. Now I'm going to put a dimensional in the top corners of the back. And where's my card? Here it is. I'm just going to attach that right there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I need to move this one. I'm getting myself all discombobulated because of the thing with the camera. Let me get rid of that dimensional and put a different one on there, closer toward the center. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, there's the front of our card. Now we need to decorate the inside, and that's where this other square comes in. So we're going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day on this square in basic black. Okay, right in the center there. And I'm having trouble with this stamp. I don't know why, but it's not stamping for me. So what, if that happens, what you can do is take your black Stampin' Right, and with the narrow end, not that end, this end, and a real steady hand, you can go over that. I've made it look better. But at any rate, you get the idea. We've stamped that, and now we need to stamp the lips because we want to give them smooches on Valentine's Day. And add a few rhinestones. Where did I put them? Here they are. I'm having trouble picking them up. Here we go. 2, 3. Okay, and we need to add some snail to the inside of the card. Okay, see how this is opened? We're turning. The card's going to turn when we open it. So now we have the short edges to the left and right. We're going to add some snail. And the square we just stamped right there in the middle. Okay? So there's our card. Now we need to make it pop up. So let me show you how I did that. We have 4 pieces of 1 inch by 5 inch real red cardstock. And we're going to score these at 1 inch increments. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? I'm going to do that with these other 3, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got each of these 1 by 5 inch pieces of cardstock scored at 1-inch intervals. Now we're going to accordion fold. So it looks like this. All 4 of them. These are what make the card pop up out of the box. Okay, so I've got these 4 little things. Now I need to put a piece of tearing tape in the center of each end. Okay, so let me do that. Where's the end here? And I think I'm just going to tear. I'm going to put it on diagonally and tear. Okay. See how that is? I'm going to do that on each one and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my tearing tape on each end of my accordion fold strips. Okay, so what we're going to do then is take the card, flip it over, and we're going to attach one in each corner. Okay, I once again experienced a few technical difficulties with my camera. So while I was fixing the camera, I went ahead and I re-stamped the inside of my card. I like that much better because I did not in any way, shape, or form make it better last time. What I did was I used my Stampin' Up marker to color the stamp and then I stamped. Okay. So I attached these 4 accordions to the back of the card, one in each corner. So now I need the bottom of the box, right here, and I will remove the backing from this tearing tape. On all 4 pieces. And this is, you're going to need 3 hands here in a minute. So we want to hold each of these down because if I let them go, they're going to flop everywhere. And they'll stick to my grid sheet, and I don't want them to do that. Okay, so there we've got the backing removed from all 4 pieces. So we'll move the card box, the box bottom, over. And I'm going to flip this over and set it in there. Okay, it's in there, and there it pops up when you let it go. Okay, we could put the top on that we made. I inserted my piece of white ribbon, and now I'm going to tie that in a nice little bow. Maybe, no, I will. And we'll adjust a little, because we always have to adjust. And then if you want, you can snip these ends. And there we have it. This card is ready to give. Isn't that cute? Sorry about all the technical difficulties, but all in all, I think this would make a nice little Valentine gift for someone special. I hope you enjoyed your visit here today. Until next time, happy stamping!